Hot 97, DJ Drewski. We are here celebrating because there's a big party happening tonight in New York City at Spearmint Rhino, the first celebrity divorce party. And our guest is the one and only Jenelle Evans. Is it Evans?
Yes. Now it's back to Evans.
It's back to Evans.
Back to Evans.
Because it was Easton for a while.
Yes.
But we got it back to Evans.
Yes.
And I'm sure that was part of like your fight.
Definitely, because all my fans know me as Evans too, so it's important for me.
When you had to change, or you didn't have to, but when you changed the name, did you feel like it was going to affect the brand at any time?
I did, and that's why I kept it like on social media. I always keep it to Evans.
Right.
Yeah, because I felt like that was, what people known me for.
But you must have really loved them at the time to say, I'm going to change my name and my brand to Easton.
You think it's forever, but sometimes it's not.
Right. And we got to talk about it because we're celebrating the divorce.
Yes.
Right? You're having a extravagant party in New York City to celebrate this divorce. But what led up to all this? Why?
Yeah. So my breaking point was not only like infidelity, but also him just not taking care of his family. Like I feel like everything was on my shoulders, like the mortgage payments, taking care of the kids. Just I feel like I had no help.
Right.
And at the point where it came to the end of my relationship, it's just we went separate ways so much that we ended up being like roommates at that point,
Got it.
And it's like I just can't go back from everything I went through and the toxicity, the anger, the anxiety of it all. Yeah.
Was it like a gradual change or was it just a switch? Like you didn't see these red flags from the beginning?
I did see these red flags, and a lot of people are like, aren't you like trying to control your husband, like the way he acts out like publicly online? And I've tried, and I was in the background like trying this whole time, and I'm like, please give me the patience. Maybe he'll change, but he never did.
Never. Did he ever attempt to try to change to make things work? Or?
No, not until the very end when it was completely over. And then he's like, now I'll go to marriage counseling. We can go to therapy. Let's try to work it out. And I'm like, I've asked you that years ago, and it just never happened.
Men, sometimes it takes us a while.
Yeah, men don't like to talk about their feelings.
Right. And I'm sure for you, like still having your following and your fans, and they're watching this play out. And because from a very young age, your life was on reality TV, for people that don't know, OG, Teen Mom, right? Did they feel like it was still part of like a show, all this? They
did. I was going to say, I'm actually happy that you brought that up because a lot of people are like, this is for show. This is a publicity stunt. We're going to see her with him in another week.
Right.
But it didn't happen this time. And I feel like when you're ready as a female, when you're ready to get out of a relationship, I feel like it's just a light switch. Like you're just fed up and done one day, and you might have not felt like that 24 hours before, but it's like, it's weird. A lot of girls describe it, and it's, I don't know what makes it go off, but it's just, you get to a point where you try to help someone so much that they start walking over you.
Right.
And I think that's the point where like you just get fed up.
And people don't understand. Like you're going into this relationship, all your relationships, right?
Yes.
And your family with the pressure of being on this reality TV show, because I've experienced it. I've been through it.
Yeah.
And it carries over into your personal life, even years later. Do you feel like any of the Teen Mom stuff and the whole reality show stuff played a part in this divorce? At any point, was it like...
Well, actually, MTV, it got to the point in 2019 where they were like, we hate your husband so much, either it's us or him. And I'm like, so you want me to basically get divorced? They're like, we're not saying that, but we're not going to like film with you if you're with him.
Wow.
So they put it in that way. And I was like, I choose my marriage. And I did. And I chose my marriage for a long time after that. And then, I was like, I'm done.
So today, as we sit here, if they asked you that same question, would you have made the same decision?
I think so, because I think it was important for me to go through what I went through to have that life experience. And for me, I'm a very stubborn person. So if I don't go through something myself, you can tell me as much as you want. Give me as much advice as you want, but I'm not always going to take it until I actually put myself through that trauma.
But watching and sitting with you today, we see how like matured you've become over time,
Thank you.
Do you recognize it yourself when you look in the mirror or watch interviews back and the way you answer questions and just where you're at in life? Do you see how much you've grown?
Definitely. And I look back on some of the things I've done and I'm like, wow, that was cringy.
Right.
Yeah. So but you go through things as a kid and you grow up, like you said. And, a lot of people look at me as still the same 17-year-old, but they don't realize I'm 33.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Do young women come to you now for advice that might have been in the same predicament or, have the same experiences they watched you go through? Do you find yourself like giving advice at this point?
I do, because a lot of girls come up to me like now that I'm getting divorced and they're like, how did you make that step? How did you know? And I think you just know in your heart and when you're fed up. You know when you're ready to get out.
Right.
But getting out, I will say, is like I feel more free. I feel less anxiety. I felt like I was walking on eggshells before. Now I don't.
Oh, no, we see you on TikTok. We see you going viral.
Exactly. And I don't have outside opinions from like, you should parent this way or you should do this or don't post that. Don't answer this way. It's like every decision I made while I was in that relationship, like I questioned every move I made, everything I said, because he had an opinion about it.
At the time, though, it was just, you felt like it was just a part of the relationship, right? Like,
You
think it's normal to do that.
And at first, like...
You feel like you're a good wife.
Exactly. At first, you get that front, from a person, and then you see their true colors later on. And then I feel like as a girl, a lot of girls do this, even though they see the true colors, and they tell everyone, it's fine. It's like behind the scenes, you're trying to control that.
Right.
And you're trying to change them for the better. But a lot of people don't change just because you want them to.
Right. Is there still communication between you and David, or no communication?
No, definitely not.
But I'm sure he's seen, hey, she's having a divorce party in New York City.
Yeah.
Right? He hasn't like reached out to you, nothing like.
Nope, he has not said anything about it, and I'm glad.
Is he invited to the party?
No, definitely not. No.
He's not invited.
Everyone but him.
Because it wouldn't be a party if it wasn't for David too.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is
Technically.
So listen, security, if you see David at the door, he's not invited.
No, stop him.
Do you think he would even come to your party, your divorce party?
No, he probably knows that there's going to be a lot of security there and a lot of people that don't like him.
Okay, Spearmint Rhino, we need a picture of David on the door.
Yes.
So they are aware if he tries to sneak into this divorce party, he's not invited.
No.
What is it? How do you celebrate a divorce party?
Well, there's a lot of props that are going to be there as a surprise for me that my team set up, so I'm excited to see all that.
And we were talking before we went on air about your demo. They grew with you.
Yes.
A lot, and I would assume a lot of it was like females, women that watched you and that follow you. But they're like, oh, we're getting feedback. Like it's a mix. You got guys coming out today to celebrate.
Yeah,
divorce.
definitely. And, it's a lot of guys that have either watched the show growing up with their girlfriends or their wives, and they still watch it to this day. And it's so funny because they always use that excuse. And I'm like, you don't have to make an excuse. We know you like the show.
Or it's guys that are like, she's single now.
Yeah, that too.
I might have a chance.
That too. Yeah,
So
I get that a lot online.
Is there a chance for anyone at this point in your life?
I think naturally, if I meet someone naturally, but like I've tried the dating apps and it's just, I leave everyone on red and I'm just like, I've been trying to live life off the phone, as much as I can because, I
Of course, you gotta
I have
work.
to
You're
post all
working.
the time. So like when I'm not working, I'm really not working and I'm cannot hold a conversation.
So are you out like in the clubs or like bars or?
I go out from time to time in Vegas, but I think that if I meet someone naturally amongst friends or business or family, I feel like that would be the best thing to see if we vibe. But I've also been watching like Love Island and Love is Blind, so I got a lot of tips and I know exactly what I'm looking for.
If the opportunity came, would you do shows like one of those type of shows?
I would. I definitely would.
So you're open to it.
But I would want to do a show to where I would have a bunch of guys to choose from. Like I don't want competition like Love Island.
Right. So it's like you and then
Yes.
Like,
let me feel out everybody, see who I like the best.
I feel like this is the start of that, right?
Definitely.
You're celebrating. You're doing this divorce party. Yeah, it's everyone knows about it in New York City, around the world.
Yeah.
I feel like this could lead into something like that.
No, definitely.
Or you create your own.
Yeah. And a year ago, when I first got separated, I wasn't up for really being on reality show because I felt like I needed that time to be alone and to like reset.
Right.
And now that I have, I feel like I'm ready for that.
Besides that time, was there ever a time in your life where you disconnected from like the world to kind of, because you went through a lot, like your life was on TV, and it, no matter who you are, like it has to affect your life in some way. Mm-hmm. Were there times where you were able to disconnect, or it's been like just a straight run since MTV?
Well, I feel like it has been a straight run, but sometimes I have in the past like deleted apps, like kept my profile up, but deleted the app on my phone. So then I just put it down, and like especially like vacations, I put down my phone and spend all time with my family.
Right.
So I have disconnected, and it's very important too, because if you look at all those comments all day, I mean, you literally will find yourself just depressed in bed.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you ever did like therapy?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
like
I've done therapy.
You felt like you had to.
No, no. I have before.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I have done therapy in the past, and I do it from time to time if I feel like I'm going through something really rough and need someone to talk to.
Right. Who else in your circle do you like talk to when it comes to family stuff and life things? Is there someone like a go-to person that you really could open up to?
I mean, I'm pretty much an open book with everyone, but just friends that are close to me, really. That's about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it takes certain people to understand. Like,
yeah, it does. And it's like, do they hang out with me for me or because, I was on the show?
Right.
Yeah.
That's a struggle in itself, like to find good, genuine people.
Mm-hmm. And same with my kids.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Because my son, he's 15 right now.
Right.
So he's going through like, who do I trust and who do I not?
And we've watched him grow up in a sense, right? And the back and forth with your mom, from mom to him going to dad. And now, is he back home now in Vegas?
Yes.
Is he aware of mom is out here promoting a divorce party?
Yeah. And he's fine with it. And he's happy for me. So that's all I can ask.
That, like, how was his reaction, like, throughout the divorce? Because it took a while, right? You said it took about a year to complete
because in North Carolina, you have to be separated for a year, and then you can get divorced. Because,
oh, God. So
because there's that chance you can get back together.
Right.
Yeah. So, I've been separated for a year finally, and that's now I can file for the divorce. But Jace, he really hasn't had an opinion about it, and I also don't tell the kids everything. I mean, they obviously know we're separated. Right. They know that we moved away from each other. And really, they left it at that. They don't ask about him. They don't say, and I don't talk badly about him in front of them because I want them to form their own opinions about people.
See, you're a good woman.
Thank you.
Because there's bitter women.
Oh, I know.
Or ex-wives or ex-baby mamas that would have, just talk so much shit about their ex, but the fact that you know how to like, okay, I'm not going to bring it home or bring it to them.
Exactly. And when you separate from someone, you're going to have to co-parent. Right. Like, eventually it's going to come up. No matter how much you try to push it away, it's going to come up. Mm-hmm. And the judge is going to give both sides equal whatever they deserve.
Right.
Yeah, depending on the situation. Yeah.
So it's been a year, legally separated, officially divorced.
Yes.
Does it feel like weight off your shoulders?
It does, because I don't want to be attached to that name anymore, attached to that person. I'm my own person, and I feel like everyone has always attached me to him. And everyone needs to realize that I am my own person. I'm Jenelle Evans, not Eason.
Right.
Yeah.
Evans, the other E.
Yeah.
And I'm sure throughout this process, to keep yourself calm, you might have smoked or had some gummies. I don't know what you're into, but we spoke about there's a cannabis line coming.
Yes, I have a cannabis line coming this fall. I'm really excited about it. Mm-hmm. All my fans know I smoke, so I mean, it's not a big deal. And yeah, I'm really excited. They're excited, so we'll see.
And it's more to promote, like, not just yourself, but moms, right? Like,
yeah, definitely.
It's okay for moms to.
Definitely. I feel like it's safer than alcohol. Than getting completely wasted and out of your mind. And, you can't talk, you can't walk. I mean, you smoke, you eat, you sleep. Right. You're happy. You watch a funny movie. Like,
right.
Yeah.
And just chill.
Exactly.
So, moms, it's okay. You ain't got to feel bad about yourself if you want to roll something up. Do we have a name for the cannabis line yet?
Yes. It's going to be called Time of the Day. Just like my viral scene I'm like, it's about to smoke. It's time for me to smoke about this time of the day.
Right.
Yeah, I was arguing with my mom back and forth when I was like 16. So.
Do you watch like old clips, or I'm sure if they pop up, you see them, but
It
do you
pops
go
up.
back and have like watched any of these episodes?
Sometimes they tag me in some of these old scenes, and sometimes it gets me upset. Sometimes I don't want to see it, but sometimes I rewatch it like, wow, I really went through that.
Right.
Like, it's kind of like at the time you're so young, you kind of black it out what you're going through.
Of course.
To like protect yourself, and then looking back and reflecting, you're like, whoa, that was some tough stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And you were doing it the early stages of like reality TV.
Yeah, definitely when Jersey Shore started.
Right.
Yeah.
In today's world, is there any reality TV shows that you enjoy watching?
Yeah, I love 90 Day Fiancé. Watch every single one of them.
That's your shit.
It's always interesting because you always got the person that, you know, are they going to get married within 90 days, or are they going to go back to their country?
Right.
You know what I mean? And even new couples, it's like cultural differences and everything. So it's really interesting to watch.
So right now, that's your show.
Yeah. That and Love Island.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
you brought up Love Island. We might be able to see her on one of these reality shows soon because she's open to it.
Yep.
She's single. She's out here partying and celebrating her divorce tonight in New York City, Spearmint Rhino. Is there strippers in there, correct? Dancers.
Yeah. Gorgeous girls.
Right.
Definitely. Yeah.
Are you into like women at this point in your life? Have you
No.
ever experimented with a woman?
No, I haven't, and I'm not into women, but I'm into strip clubs. So
Right.
I mean, why not?
Right. So you enjoy watching them.
Yeah.
But
of
you have
course.
never experienced a
Yeah,
woman.
and all the strippers are always nice.
Right. I'm sure they want your
yeah.
money, so of
Yeah.
course they're gonna be nice.
It's like girl time.
Right.
Really.
Shout out to all the strippers tonight, Spearmint Rhino, New York City. Anything else? Did we miss anything else that you have going on? Because you're out here working hard.
Nope. Just excited to see everyone tonight, and yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, so make sure you tap in. DJ Drewski, Spearmint Rhino tonight, New York City. We outside. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you. I
We'll see
appreciate
you.
it.
Congratulations on your divorce.
Thank you.
Peace.